Well, welcome to the totally awesome fishing show. This is something of a voyage of adventure. I'm over in Ireland from a place called Courtmacsherry in Mark Gannon's self-drive boat, and our first job is to get some bait. And that bait we're going to be digging from the local beach, and the bait is a worm called, for those in foreign countries, a lugworm. You have to dig down in the sand to try and locate them, and when you've got them, be careful that you don't actually bust them. You mustn't break them. They're relatively water filled, I'm going to say juice filled, but they got sort of nice amino acids inside their body juices, and they're a very good bait for a lot of British fish. They don't fare well if you treat them roughly. They've got to be washed, kept clean, and generally if they're broken, then don't put the broken ones in one pot, your bait can, and the good ones in another. Keep them separated, because generally the dead ones will kill off the live ones. There's just something in the body juices, who knows. But we had to get some worms there, so obviously I got number one son on the other end of the fork, and there we are, fat juicy lugworms. You can catch anything from bass to wrasse, whatever you want. We'll take these baits. We're going to be fishing with light reels, very light reels, light rods, LRF rods in fact we've been using, which is out in the boat, not something you normally do too much, and more for inshore fishing, but we were there trying to catch a species of flatfish known as a dab. And believe it or not, there's not a fish on there at the moment. That's just a bend in the rod, in the tip. But trust me, it's totally awesome. There soon will be.
Oh no, fish on! Oh man, he's got the rod folded. What's this one? Not another one. Oh my God. What a day's fishing. This is a good fish. This is a good fish. It's got this LRF folded completely right round. This is not LRF territory out here on the ocean. South coast of Ireland, out of Courtmacsherry, fishing out of Wood Point with Mark Gannon's self-drive boats. We're having an absolute ball on a flat, calm day in some fairly, well, clear Atlantic water on just, wait for this, lugworm. You know why? Because Dad's forgotten all the bait. All we've got is one tub of lugworm, and we're still caning the fish. Got to be a ray. Got to be a ray. Do you know what? I think there's a dab on this other rod as well, mate.
Another fish up there.
I think so.
Totally awesome fishing.
If we get this up, we'll go back out for another drift. There's been a big storm over the back there, and we're well out from our base, but I figure, whatever, you're on holiday, you're fishing, you've got to push it as far as you can.
How much line did this fish take up?
I don't know what it is. It's a thornback. We're fishing for dabs, by the way, guys. This is not a dab. Here he comes. He's taking the bottom hook this time. Perfectly hooked. Oh, there's anglers and there's danglers. A nice Thornback Ray. Actually, I'll get my pliers on that. I don't want to get nipped by these teeth in here, guys. Look, he's so strong he can hold the pliers if he wants to. No, he can't unhook himself with the pliers, can he? Smith, is that you down the back there? Listen. There's the hook. The hook's out. Throw it so it tangles around the rod 8 times. And if you hold a Thornback Ray, they are not called a thornback for nothing. Covered in thorns, absolutely covered in thorns here. Even round to the eyes, even down the tail. This one has claspers, is it? This is a male fish, small male fish. But do you know what? For dab fishing on light tackle, got to be the way to go. Let's get him back. We're really after, honestly, the biggest dabs in Europe from here. Away you go, chappie.
Welcome to TA Fishing. We are over here in Southern Ireland, fishing on a small self-drive boat. As you can see, I'm at the front of the boat now. Dad's just behind me, and he's just landed a pretty awesome Thornback Ray on, well, super light gear. Yeah, gear not designed for Thornback Rays. The species we are trying to target is the dab. Now, that's not a funny move that Paul Pogba does on football. This is an actual fish, and it's a very good eating fish. Dad's
Prime.
Dad's gonna run you through the gear.
Who's Paul Pogba? What is a Pogba? This is what I'm going to be using. A light spinning reel, 10-pound line. A light rod. This one is one of the Nomura range, I think. Light one. I've got a mini boom there. Look, we're fishing for dabs, guys. We call it that big Thornback Ray, but we're after dabs. I've got a small weight, and I keep moving the weights down depending on the state of tide and the speed of the drift. It runs up and down. It comes up against a swivel. Okay. Then I'm going to go, I'll put this down a second, I'm going to say for here, this is me, this is me. If there's a dab expert out there, don't worry, lovey, this is the way I do it. A span should be 6 feet, or old term is a fathom, 6 feet. From there, I've got my hooks, 1, 2, 3. I just tie a loop, cut one of the loops, a small lugworm on there, almost a half a lug, just blow lug we dug. About that size 2 carp hooks, and I got some, what was the other one, about a 1/0, something like Aberdeen. I don't like too wide a gape on them. Quite a narrow hook for dabs. They've got a fairly small mouth, but they're extremely aggressive. Anybody who goes dab fishing will tell you. So I got a 3-hook running ledger rig. It drops down to the seabed. We drift, we don't anchor. We're bumping along the sand off the cliffs here. Second highest cliffs in Europe, I'm told. It's absolutely staggeringly impressive. The wind is down. We're in the teeth of the Atlantic here, so we're very grateful to reach this spot. They get huge dabs here, and a lot of them, other species as well. Let's get this one down on the bottom, because we want to be able to show you a giant beast of a dab. Now, another tip popped in my head. A short boom, let it down slowly, otherwise it's going to spin up. Your baited traces will spin up around the main line that's taking the lead down. So the shorter the boom, the slower I drop it down. I just feed it off by hand. I don't know what depth it is here, 60 feet, something like that. Let it hit the bottom, and then it just bounces along. Right down, right down, right down. I don't just open the bay and let it fly off, because it'll all spin up. I want it on the seabed, nice and flat and level. And when I'm down on the seabed, which can't be a million miles away, I'm down, close the bail arm. I do a couple of turns. I then raise my rod top, and the drift of the boat should straighten all those hooks out. I do it like this a couple of times, 3 times. It just sends those flowing traces, it is called a running ledger or flowing trace, away from the lead. So this way you get a slight angle on the line, but then you must, if you're putting your rod down and you want to see that rod again, make sure you just loosen that drag off. You've seen us catch a Thornback Ray. The dabs are unlikely to pull it over the side, but another
Fish on!
Another fish is.
That's a fish.
Is that a bite?
That's a fish. I just saw it. Definitely hit that. I reckon that's a fish.
Best thing you do, you concentrate on the camera. Dad will take the rod. Better check this one for you, son. Could be too big for you.
Fish?
I hope so. I didn't see the bite.
Oh, definitely a bite there. I reckon there's a fish on that.
Well, that's not Thornback. Would it be the elusive dab?
All in one
The
take.
giant dabs. I don't know. There could be a fish on.
I reckon there's a fish on that. I saw the bite.
And you can use ragworm, strips of squid. What a son I've got. What's he talking about? There's nothing on there.
There was definitely a bite.
There's nothing on there. You're winding me up. But I'll tell you what we are using. We're using Usain for a weight. Yes, that's correct. The Graeme pulling way to save money is use Usain Bolt for your lead. That's just what I use. And it's what I use. I generally use it. If I've got small leads, I'll use them. As it is, I don't have many small leads, so I'm using some old bolts.
But guys, it has to be rusty.
Got to be rusty, and a bit of green paint on it doesn't go amiss. Actually, Mike was right, because I've got a plastic teaspoon on there. Look at the bait. Chewed right off. So you were right, there was a fish on there.
Yeah, I knew it.
Let's bait up and get it down again. Got taps on this one. This little, if I hold that rod up there against the sky, you might be able to see. So it's an LRF rod, so it's got almost like a quiver tip to it. I'm pretty sure there's a dab chewing on that worm. I'm going to take a look anyway, check the bait. Oh, no, tell a lie. That's a fish on.
Think you'll find you'll have no bait.
A bait or a fish is what I want. Breeze has just picked up, so I've gone to very, very light lead, so the lines are back there to let it bump away from the boat a bit more. Now I might have to, with the wind coming up, change it, put a little bit heavier weight, because if it swings up in the top of the surface, well, not the surface of the water, it's only got to be 4 feet off of the seabed, and you're out the territory. The dabs won't come all the way up and get it. You've got to be bumping along the bottom. I personally think the lead bumping along the sand does actually attract them. They think it's maybe another dab, it might be a crab scuttling along the... and they're here. There is our first dab. Nice looking dab, and another line. You can tell a dab, hopefully with a camera you can see. In fact, I can from here see my finger going up and down through the body there. I don't know whether the camera's going to pick it up, but I've got polarising glasses. So that is your average size dab, and that's how you tell a dab. You can see right through there. There's his main organs, the rest is all meat, and on the underneath it's a sort of, it's white. There's the main body organs, and that's the meat area should you want to eat dab. And they are really, really a top quality eating fish. You don't often really see much on the fishmonger slab. It's something that the connoisseur of flatfish cuisine would go out and catch himself. This guy's safe, he's going to go back. Now like all the flatfish, they start with it as a vertical fish, you know, just straight up and down with an eye either side, and then the eyes both rotate onto the top of the body, and it actually goes flat. And you can see the way they're stuck up, they're popped up there, the eyes, and they are quite predatory. They're visual feeders, you know. They will actually, you know, grab things, little bits of silver paper around the hook we used to tie years ago, small plastic teaspoons will attract them, or indeed anything. And they're noted off the beaches for being good, a sort of backup thing. If you've got some really manky old worm baits, that's what you want to be using, because dabs do like old worm baits. This guy's safe. He's going to flip somewhere. He's going to get returned. There's nothing on this one. Fish on?
I reckon I got a fish.
No, I don't. I've got nothing on mine.
No,
I don't think.
I've got a fish. I've got kicks.
Definitely got some life there.
Got a fish. Hopefully it's a dabberini. Guys, the wind has changed. The
Pushing us in.
It got stronger, and we've got a different line on our drift. It's getting
harder to fish.
Harder, yeah.
Oh, big damn! Look at that! Oh, what?
that.
That's a halibut.
That is.
Oh
a
my
fish.
God! That's what we've come for. Look at that!
For a dab, guys. Oh, he's come off the hook.
And he unhooks himself.
That is amazingly big.
That is a huge dab.
Look at that.
That's a beaut. That one.
That's an absolute chunk. What a beast.
So that rig works, the bait works, but I still think we need a heavier lead for that fast drift, don't you?
Yeah, we could tell it's drifting.
Yeah.
Release this one?
The tides come in this way,
Yeah.
and the wind's coming almost the same way, so we're flying.
Yeah.
I think we can let him go.
Here he goes. Wow.
Go on.
Around.
Go back up for another drift.
Let's do another drift, yeah.
Right. I've gone heavier. I've gone for my Usain Bolt there. Hopefully that will bump it along the bottom, and if it is still too fast to drift, then what we're going to do is put the anchor down, and the anchor in this case is a huge piece of steel there. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, just stop that every now and then, dropping down. A lot shallower there, Mike. I felt that shallower.
That's good. I think they're in the shallow water.
I just got to lift it. I just like to feel it bumping the bottom. Back the drag off. Either hold it or put the rod down. Then get more rods. We need more.
Oh, down. I think I've got the little attractor spoon on mine, haven't I, at the end of it, on this rod?
Plastic, yeah.
Yeah, a little plastic spoon on the tip. Just for a place, maybe. Although the dab have taken that rig as well.
I'm going to upset everybody and use a carp lead. Why not?
Fish on here, Mike.
You in?
I was just doing the scenic of the cliffs over there, and something is on the end.
Double dab.
It could be. Oh, I just come off the bottom. Maybe I've lost. I think I might have lost one. I still.
Yeah, it could have been a double.
It could have been a double. One's come off. I was doing scenic tour of the cliffs, and I just out the corner of my eye saw that rod kick, and that's all it takes. A little indication. I think we should go for slightly bigger baits. Is that a fish? Oh, it's an animal dab.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, that's an animal dab.
That is a good fish. That's on the heavier bolt there.
Yeah, a bit more weight. That's a nice dab. Look at the size of that one. Lovely. Really nice looking fresh fish. And that setting with the cliffs in the background. My goodness, you can have some good fishing over here. Thread that worm around the hook, up the shank. I just pop it over the eye. See the juice come out? It's got a lot of amino acids in it, and that's what they say attracts fish. And then I go into the tail section. Now some guys say that's the filter section of the worm, of the lugworm. They just snap it off. I don't. I like to leave it all on. Leave the lot on. Pile it all down there. Slide it down. That one could probably do with another worm on there. Given this wind picking up and the speed of the drift, I'm going to keep that one for a bass. I think I will, in fact, start chunking up the bait size. So you can put half a worm on, snap it off, take the other half and top up here. Put it up over the eye. I've only got a small carp hook here, and I use every piece of bait I can.
Both ones on smaller bait, smaller weights.
This is a heavy. I think that's a fish on that one.
You reckon that's a fish on?
Yeah. The bolt's going down again. I don't want it spinning up and tangling. That's the main thing when you use a short boom, a short length boom. Don't let it down too fast. If you've got a big long boom of 6 inches or something like that, you can afford to go down a little bit quicker and it won't tangle around the main line. An LRF rod is not supposed to be used for Thornback Rays, and if one comes along, so much the better, because we shall have a good chance of landing. I just pick it up, straighten the trace out, lower it till it bumps. You can just see it bump on the bottom. Bumps on the bottom, undo the drag there. I don't want to lose the rod. Place it down low. Low is a secret. I'll check that one, Mike. Let's check both, put some fresh baits out. Fish on?
Fish on, I think.
Not round this one. This one's tapping.
No, there's a fish on here.
What have I got a tap on here, look.
Might be wrapped.
No. I don't think, well, I think we're further
Double
apart.
hookup.
Is it a dub?
I don't know, my line's going towards yours.
Ooh. I think I'll stand up for this one.
Here's my fish.
What's that?
It's a dab.
It's a beast. It's a beast dab. Well, that means we've got a double strike, folks. On the bottom hook, I've noticed it mostly take. Oh, yeah. On the right. Or is that me?
That's not a dab. It's not a dab. You got a gurnard.
Oh man, was that a streak gurnard?
Oh yes, new species. You got a fish on that? There's a fish on that, I think.
Well, let's make sure we're off that beach where all the tumbled rocks are.
Yeah.
I'm calling that, guys, a double. Look at that.
Mine looks like a place almost.
I'm calling it a streaked gurnard. Got red dots on him, and you turn him around, you can see
you can see through.
He's a see-through fish. This is a pretty thing. This should be in an aquarium. They say these are very good eating fish skin. They're much bigger size, obviously. But look at that, 2 good fish there.
I don't know, Dad. That might actually be a place.
I reckon it's a dab. No, you see through it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Grab it! Grab it! That's 3 fish on 1 drift. But we had nothing further up there. It was bizarre, wasn't it?
It's
couple of fish.
This end now.
Down here opposite that rock, the guy's Mark Gannon's tackle shop. He's got a tackle shop on the pier up here. He told us in there, I'll fight the fish that way so you can get the fish fight. And the broken rock formation, like 1 million tons of cliff have fallen down there just, I think, a couple of months ago. I'll tell you what, this can't be a dab, Mike.
You reckon it's bigger?
Yeah. This does not feel very dabby. Oh my God, it's so big, the guy up there is bringing a forklift tractor to lift it out. Hey, over here, pal. Should see the size of this one. I don't know. It's coming up really dead. So maybe it's not a ray, you know. Sometimes they sort of spiral and go around in the current, but we're drifting with the wind and the tide at the moment. Just want to see it. There's something down there. Doggy?
I think it's, yeah.
What is that? No, double. Oh, what? Oh!
Is that another gurnard?
Another gurnard.
Red gurnard.
Yeah. No, I think they're streaked gurnard. And a mother beep of a dab there.
It's huge. Look at the colours and markings on that gurnard.
Beautiful. Feels like a nimble, guys. I've bumped it way back towards that gap in the cliff. Speed wind. Oh, fish on. Oh, fish on. Handle off. Oh, obviously a screw missing out of there somewhere. I think there's a screw missing out of me and a screw missing out of the reel. We're well matched.
Screw loose.
A screw loose. And the sun's coming out. What a weird... Actually, guys, we know for a fact the Seven Heads Peninsula is a microclimate that seems to dissolve all the weather around here. And this, hello, number one sun's in as well, I think.
No, just striking. Nothing on this one.
Man, I'll drop this back miles. There is indeed a dab on it. Just nicked there. Now that would be a standard size dab, but we have had some real big ones today. Back you go, buddy.
Something's taking line here, Dad. Could it be?
Fish on?
Oh, there's some weight
Something
there.
Something there.
There is definitely a fish on. That is not the weight of the lead.
Might be the last drift we get with this wind picking up.
Yeah. Lovely rod though, good bend in it.
Yeah, I've liked that one, I have to say, you know.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know what it is. It's double dab.
It's double dab.
Double dab. Good size.
That one's a big one.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Definitely two fish there. Here they come. Oh yes.
I tell you what, you'd be pleased to catch those at home, wouldn't you?
Oh, wouldn't you? Well, there we go, fellas. Double dab to close out. The wind's picking up, it's getting stronger. We're not going to give up fishing. We are going to change our techniques and possibly go for some pollock or something like that. And actually there's I don't know, I'll show you this in a minute. There's a lice or a leech going into my finger there.
Into your finger?
Something horrible is coming out of the dab's mouth.
I see
it's like
it,
a
yeah.
parasite.
Sure it's not just a piece of lugworm?
No, it was moving. Anyways, he swallowed it again now. But
oh, lovely.
Great to finish off with two dabs. We've had God knows how many today.
12 or 14,
yeah,
15.
We've had loads and loads of dabs. It's been an awesome little session on a small boat. We're
self-drive.
Not too far. Yeah, self-drives. And you know, it's great because over here in Ireland you can change up species when you want. We can go for some pollock now. We've got options for some wrasse fishing over by some big rocks over there. We've got bass fishing as well. We could slow troll some soft plastic lures for bass. All sorts. We've even had Thornback Ray today, haven't we, as well?
Yeah, been good little session.
It's very good variety fishing over here.
And just half a tub of lugworms did that.
Yeah, fresh lug dug yesterday.